Errol, we were touching on the seismic advances in medicine, and Elon's been front and center of all sorts of glorious advances. He's stunned the US Saudi Investment Forum, proclaiming that AI and robots will make optional work will be optional and money irrelevant in 10 to 20 years' time. What's your take on all of that?
Well, you know, I mean, it's talking about the future. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen right away. You know, I mean, if you take, I wanted to go back to the health topics that we were talking about, that Elon's busy was at Neuralink in a moment. But anyway, if you stick with it, going back to this topic, if you go back, in my experience, to banking, you know, if I wanted to do anything, I had to go and see the bank manager. And then I had to wait. And then, of course, you sat on the edge of the chair, you know, and he sat in darkness like Darth Vader behind a chair, you know, and you would sort of behind this huge desk, you know, and then you'd say to him, you know, I just wanted to wonder if I could do this and that and the other, you know. And then he'd like to say, well, I'll let you know, you know. So, you know, it was pretty awkward. Now, if I want to do anything, I just go to my app, you know, and do everything. And I do everything I want to do on my app. You know what I mean? And even if I'm trying to move something, money around, a little bit of money around or something like that, it doesn't want to go that way, then I just do it another way, if you know what I mean. So that's how we've moved on. We've moved on so much that if you go to anyway, I don't know what it's like where you are, but if you go to the bank here, we're not really as advanced as you are. But if you go to the bank here, you just see some like young lady, and she kind of will print something for you, or she can't tell you anything. If you went in and said, well, my app is not working, because that's usually the thing. My app is off. My app's off, you know, and she'll say, give me your phone. And then she'll do something, and then she'll say, it's on again. And you go, oh, geez. Oh, God, thank you. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's the bank now. So we move. That's the way it's going. I mean, if you told us, if you said to somebody, you know, 40, 50 years ago that, you know, that's how far back I go, like in the 70s when I was most active, you know, that you'll do everything yourself. You'll even apply for a loan yourself. You'll even give reasons to some AI thing about why you want this and why and that and the other. And people would say, well, I don't know, how can that be done? That doesn't make sense. You know, that's how people would have said in those days. They would have said, no, give me my bank manager. I need my bank manager, you know. And the bank manager was like, actually, now that I'm on this topic, there were like three major people in your life. Your pastor, right, or your minister, your pastor, you know, your church minister, your doctor, and your bank manager. So if you were looking for a job or something, you know, you would go to, and they said we need some references. Then who do you go to? You go to your pastor and say, would you please tell them I'm a good person, church member? Would you go to your doctor or something, that I'm healthy? And then you'd go to your bank manager and say I'm trustworthy. And I remember my bank manager giving me a testimonial like that. And he said, and this was rather nice, he said, you can give whatever it was I was applying for, you can give this to Mr. Musk, to young Mr. Musk, he said, because Mr. Musk will never put you at risk. Which I thought was one of the most best compliments I ever had in my life.
Oh, it's fantastic. Was that true? Have you ever put anybody at risk?
Pardon?
Have you ever put anybody at risk?
No, but I don't try. Of course not deliberately at any rate. But when somebody gives you a testimonial and says that Andrew Eborn can be entrusted with your task, because Andrew will never put you at risk. That's an incredible compliment, I thought. I couldn't believe it. I thought, what an incredible compliment. I thought, you know.
Because absolutely.